Good morning, everybody. It is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we talk about crypto, we talk about real estate, and we specifically focus on what we feel like is the biggest opportunity over the next few years, that being cryptocurrency and especially Pulsechain. We are live. Let's freaking go. We have lots of cool things to talk about today. Corey is in a cool location he could talk about too, which will be fun today. So we're pumped to have everybody. Make sure that you like the video, you smash the likes, you do all the subscribing. We're here to pump everybody's bag. So help us out with that. Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Good morning, Hexicans. How we doing? Man, what a beautiful time to be alive in this opportune moment, man. I feel so amazingly blessed right now. I'm hanging out here in Miami with my beautiful family. Pulsechain is launched. We're starting to see some money flow in, which is awesome. And I'm about to head down to Puerto Rico. It's going to be an amazing time, guys. I've never felt more excited and so blessed and grateful in my entire life, besides maybe the time I got married and obviously have my little girl. But this has just been an amazing journey to be on it with you guys and to just have this whole new family of the Hexicans and Pulsicans and Pulse Exicans. It's just been absolutely a blessing, and I'm so excited to bring our real estate and entrepreneur brothers along for this ride to help them, educate them on how true DeFi works, how the Pulsechain ecosystem works, and everything inside of it to really use crypto as a wealth creation tool and then use real estate as a wealth preservation tool. This is the time to change the trajectory of your life and your family's life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. We got a number of you guys on this morning. What's up, Kayza? Feel free to comment in the chat where you guys are popping in from. Say hello. All that stuff pumps the algorithm. What's up, Ted? What's up, Philip? Crypto Bill. What's up, Urban Productions? Where are you at? Looks like Corey cashed out his whole profits.
I didn't rage dump on a 2X, but I'm in Miami for the Hex conference, and I'm going to meet a bunch of Hexicans out here and celebrate the launch of Pulsechain. If you guys are out in Miami for the Hex conference, please DM me, hit me up. Let's meet for some coffee. Let's meet for lunch. I went and had breakfast with a few Hexicans already. It's been a blast. So hit me up if you're out here, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, we appreciate it. We're doing our best to bring you guys the truth as we see it. And we're grateful you guys are here. Yes, I love this comment. In fact, this is what I was going to share. So if you guys are stuck in the bridge, not to worry. Let me show you this really cool website you can go and reference. Many of you are probably already aware of it, but it's cool. It's called Pulseburn, plsburn.com. As always, with any of these websites, make sure that you're going to, you're not going to scam websites, clone websites. You're not connecting your wallet to stuff that you're not 100% certain is the thing you're trying to connect to in the first place. And it's cool. They added this. So this website is tracking, what's being burned, how much is being bridged in. And they added this little tracker here to see how far through the devs are through the bridge clog. And in fact, I think this morning, about an hour or two ago, when I looked at, I think it was at like 31%. So it ticked up a little bit in the last hour, and they'll keep moving through this stuff. So this is a really cool reference. If you're stuck on the bridge, don't worry about it. It'll come through in time. And if you look at historically something like the Ethereum chart, as long as you were within, the first 90-ish days, you absolutely crushed it. So we're all freaking early. What an opportunity. It is wild.
Absolutely. And we're going to see a lot of horizontal scaling, guys, with the bridges. You got Power City's Portal X should be coming to market probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks max is what KDP was saying. And that's going to take a lot of the congestion out of the bridge. And we'll see a lot of, then you can go through that bridge if you wanted to, probably within less than 24 hours, maybe less than 12 hours, or you can just go to Portal X and literally in minutes. And then through Portal X, you can DCA into your favorite assets right from the Ethereum blockchain. So like say, hey, I want to buy some Pulse. Well, you can be on Ethereum and use USDC and do your DCA. Now the Pulse will end up into your Pulse wallet. but you can execute your DCA strategy right through there. And that's what I'm really excited about, that protocol. Just it's going to make just the interoperability of cross-chain transfers very fluid. And I think they're talking about they're going to have 63 different chains connected in Portal X.
Oh, it's wild. It's
Yeah.
absolutely wild. They're building like crazy. Yeah, really like those guys. Crypto Elite says made it through. Yeah, man,
Good.
I thought that I may have made a mistake because bridges, like everybody says, oh, bridges, they're one of the most compromised things in crypto. As soon as the bridge launched, I was sitting there at the bridge and I was like, well, how much do I send through? And I was like, you know what, F it. Let's just send the whole bag.
Good
So
for
I
you.
did. I sent the thing. And I said, you know what? If I get stuck, I get stuck. But I really wanted a front run. I thought we'd see gas on Ethereum just go through the roof.
That's what I thought.
It ended up not being that bad. But I sent it, and oh my gosh, these prices, if you got in early from the bridge, are stupid. Yeah. Lukey B says, feeling lucky.
Oh
Scooping
my
Texas
God.
3 zeros and a 4. Pulse it.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God,
You
bro.
caught all. Did you really catch all those
Oh
bombs?
my.
Did you really?
If you got all three of
That's
those,
dope.
you just bought. That's how the 1000x Lucky B will happen in our ecosystem, I believe, especially in the Pulse and Pulse X, maybe even the Hex. Who knows? Like, you just caught the bottom, in my opinion. It could do it again if we get some some rage dumpers. It's not financial advice, but man, you caught some great pricing, bro.
Yeah, some really good pricing. I was buying, man, I wish I'd have been just a hair more patient. I bought a lot of Hex at a penny. I bought a lot of
That was
Pulse.
great. I did too.
Yeah, I bought a lot of Pulse at sack rate, and
Yeah,
I got
with those.
some under. I bought a lot of Pulse X at way under.
Like,
So
I thought we were doing great, and then like it goes and drops another
then it
40,
freaking dips. I'm like,
50%.
come
I'm like,
on.
what? You guys are kidding me.
Oh my gosh. But irrespective, right? I woke up. It's funny. So let's talk about this. So one of the things I think is really important is to talk about an investor mindset when you're looking at crypto
Yes.
or real estate or whatever it is that you're investing in. And it's fascinating how your emotions will oftentimes betray you in relation to what you actually should be doing, what's wise, what's smart. And it's funny, I woke up this morning and these guys that chase the pull, not Pulse Doge, but it's just like the Doge, the new Doge that was launched on Pulsechain, and they did like
1000x.
like 1,000 or 2,000x. And I was feeling down this morning. And I was like, man, why didn't I catch that? And I'm like, Dane, you've got to be kidding me.
Like, really? Yeah.
You loaded up at some of the best time, in my opinion. We'll see. But on Pulsechain, Pulse X. And so, it's good to be able to weigh your emotions, see where you're at, and do your best to make good decisions.
There's be plenty of time and opportunity for degen plays. Like, Pulsechain, dude, is gonna be full of them. Like, yeah, get your core assets, blue chips established first, and then go have fun. Go play your games.
Yep, absolutely. Need that pulse. Let's go.
Hey, Nathan, I tell you what, man, if you sign another 3-month in my office lease, then maybe I'll send you some pulse.
Is he
Nathan's
taking
my
over your office?
He's my office roommate. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Good dude.
Very cool. Charlotte, North Carolina. Absolutely. Nice to have you on, Paul. Crypto Sloth's on. What's going on with Tetra, Crypto Sloth? We're excited about Tetra. We want to see some of this automation kick in. We're excited about that.
Question for that too, Crypto Sloth, if you know the answer, because I haven't been too involved lately. Is it my Ethereum Tetra that I need to be like holding on to, or is it my Pulsechain Tetra, the copy that I need to be holding on to?
It's a good question. What's up, Jeremy? Good to have you on.
What up, brother man?
Yeah, Luke.
Jeremy got some good pricing too.
Did he?
Yeah, he caught a little bit of the lows. It was nice.
Let's go, man. Same, got a ton for my money. Absolutely. If you were early, man, and time again, it just comes to show if you're freaking early to these games, you can get some just remarkable opportunities. Another thing that I've been thinking about, so gosh, there's a lot of people on Twitter and they're like, oh, I doubled my Pulse X bags with this ratio trade, or I doubled my Pulse X or my Hex. I'm like, man, I didn't freaking double anything like that.
I know, me neither.
And I'm like, but I'm not that guy either. Like, you have to know yourself. I'd probably trade myself into a loss. I know, and I know that about myself. I know I'm not the guy to go make a trade and be up a ton. And so it's like, Dane, just be grateful you're here early. You caught some of these prices. And frankly, even the pricing over the next, like we said, number of months, if we're comparing to other launches, will should be really good pricing. So you're not
Oh,
late to the game. Everybody's so early if you're here now.
yeah, there'll be plenty of opportunity for more DCA buys because I feel like we're not like out of the weeds from the sellers, right? People are still in pain. People are still gonna take profit on a 2x, a 3x, and so you're gonna have opportunity once your money gets in there. Be patient, and there'll be some good buys.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. In fact, and once again, we don't give any financial advice on this show. I can tell you, Corey and I have more money coming in, and as our money comes in, if Corey feels differently, he could say so. But I think, I mean, we're both going to be, if I didn't have any positions, I'd probably go in and buy some.
Oh,
If they
for
were
sure.
reasonable prices, build a little bit of
Mhm.
a foundation, and then keep some on the side so that I could buy dips if there were bigger dips. In fact, I did that with my initial capital that I sent over, my whole bag that I've been stacking in stables. I sent over, and I wish I would have saved a little bit more. I kept about what did I keep? I kept a little bit over 10%. It was like 12% on the side. I wish I would have kept more like 15 or 20%. But if
How do
price
you
would have
know?
gone up, I'd be saying something different. So like,
But how do you know, Dane? Like
you just don't know.
you did good. Like
Yeah, no, I did
it's
great.
like
I'm grateful.
you just don't know, man. You don't know if Price is going to leave you. If he does, I mean, obviously, we kind of knew that we would have some volatility. Did we know like the bridge was going to get clogged and there'd be no buy pressure? Like,
Oh,
I wish we could have known that. Like, I
very
would have
little
said,
buy pressure and lots of sellers. Yeah.
"Oh my
I
gosh,
can't I can't believe Corey and I were talking about in the green room. We thought there'd be plenty of opportunity to buy Pulse exit at good pricing, but we weren't that confident there would be these levels on Pulse. And the
yeah,
fact that we could go load up like we did, man, we're pumped. What an opportunity.
it is."
Will the bridge always be that slow? Well, like Corey said, there's other solutions coming out where it won't just be one bridge for everybody to be able to come across. So there will be but there will be bridge pressure that's relieved with other resources of people that can come over. And then also, it sounds like they're optimizing the bridge. And so I don't imagine that this will be a problem for more than, I don't know, maybe the next few weeks. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe the next month they need to optimize and do some of that stuff. But what I'm really excited for is once they optimize that and they get some of this initial stuff worked out, then they can start optimizing Pulsex. They can start rolling out limit orders. We'll be able to start seeing some of the single-sided staking probably in the next month or so, and that'll be wild. We'll get to the really fun stuff once they nail down the bridge.
Yeah, I would say, guys, Pulse X will probably continue to get so down, then bought back up, so down, bought back up. Like, not financial advice or anything, but I feel like people won't start buying Pulse X and really valuing it until that single sided staking comes out. So, like, this could be your opportunity to grab yourself a nice Pulse X bag at a discount because you know what happens when, like, once the utility kicks in. Look at Hedron when Icosa came out and all the HSIs and all that. Like, Hedron did a 30x, right?
Yeah,
Everyone thought like Hedron was
that's a good
dead. It had
one.
no use case. It's boring. Well, Pulse X will probably kind of have a little bit of that going on. I anticipate, I could be wrong, but like, especially if like the single sided staking takes a while to come out, and that could be some, really good buying opportunities. One, everyone thinks it's like, oh, there's no use case for Pulse X. What is this? Like, so like keep that in the back of your mind because once that single sided staking comes out and people start seeing like, 20%, 40%, 60% APYs on that, like then it's like, okay, well then everyone's gonna be buying it up.
Yeah, agreed. And one of the things that I've been paying really close attention to, I had some LP in the Pulse X pool before the bridge opened, and then I pulled mine shortly before the bridge was live because I thought that we could see some of these ratios between Pulse and Pulse X get pretty wonky. And for all intents and purposes, it looks like Hart's Law is working out splendidly. This
Mm-hmm.
ratio, Pulse to Pulse X, has been anywhere from about a 1 to 3, 1 to 4. It's been kind of yo yoing in between. And if you come over here and you look at the pools, nope, farms, sorry. If you come over here and you look at the farms, well, there's almost $90 million in liquidity that's bonding those two things together. And Hart's Law states that the thicker in liquidity two assets are bonded together, then the more closely their price action will move. And once again, I thought the two might get outsized. I thought we might see like a 1 Pulse to 10 Pulse X, even potentially if things got a little bit extreme. But I haven't seen it dip outside of the 1 to 4, which is fascinating. And so this might be, maybe getting into this LP pool long term might be a good way to earn a little bit of yield on your Pulse and Pulse X. For me, I'm staying out of the game. I want to see the bridge get unclogged and then see what happens. There's nothing like super crazy here on these APRs that you're going to get left behind, in the short term. I want to wait and see the bridge get unclogged, see where things sit and where they settle, and then make decisions from there so that I don't get wrecked and in permanent loss. If you guys have not had the experience of shooting yourself in the foot with impermanent loss, I would recommend being really careful and conservative with participating in these pools because it can hurt.
I've done that. Boy, have I done that. So yeah, you gotta be careful. Do that with a very small portion of your bag. Like now, it's like literally my bag. It's about a 2 to 3% of my bag is what I've got in there. Maybe I think it's probably closer to 2%. Yeah, it's a very small position in overall for my whole portfolio. So like, I don't care if it were to go one way or the other. What I did is I made it in a way now where like I if I never go and get that money, I'm okay. Like I'll just sit there and get the incentive token, which although that's died down, I was receiving about
died down a lot.
I was getting like 8 to 10 incentive token a day when I first made the LP, and now it's like, I don't know, a couple.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing to note. In fact, I was looking at these stablecoin pools paired with Pulse. When these farms started, like it was crazy. The APRs on some of these were like 30, 40, 50, 60,000%. Now you can see it's dipped down real drastically from there, and I'd be willing to bet that these pools continue to dip down real heavily. If you participate in one of these pools, you're essentially putting up your liquidity where, especially early on, and I would argue now where the bridge, is still clogged, you're largely putting up your stable coin for people to use it to go buy the thing that's going to be far more valuable, being Pulse. And
yeah,
so
no, thank you.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, even at like 60,000%. Now, if you want to go play the game, by all means, but these APRs, in my opinion, are probably going to drop relatively quickly. And I mean, you've got to do the math. I've been seeing people on Twitter and they're like, oh, look at this APR in a year. I could have all this money. No, that's not how this works. This APR is going to go down quickly. And so I would instead be looking, hey, if you put in $100 or, whatever it may be, you put in $100, how fast can you make your money back? Well, this APR would have to hold for a week to get half your money back. It'd have to hold for about 2 to get all your money back. And, is that going to outpace at these times right now, early on? I'm doing everything I can to accumulate Pulse X, Hex. I'm not participating in the stable coin pools.
Yeah, because you're always left behind, or you're left holding the bag, whatever's the least amount of value. And so obviously if Pulse and Pulse X or Hex, they go on a tear, which I anticipate they could. Now we can see dips, yes, of course, and that could be a way you accumulate some if you were to pull the liquidity and you were to time it right, which would be very difficult. But overall, I anticipate these assets obviously to go up to the right. Meaning if you're providing liquidity with a stable coin, you're going to be left behind with stable because that's the least amount of value between the two assets. And so you have, you just got left behind on the price chart, and you don't want that to happen to you.
Right. Exactly. People are ready to get rid of their Pulse for meme coins. Hey, it's wild out there. People are people are burning their Pulse for Zen. Like, makes sense.
I'll tell you what's looking good, and I hope it comes back to life because I got a pretty good sized position, but it's looking pretty decent. It's been pumping, and that's the Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem.
Has it been? I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah. It looks like it's got some life injected back in again. I'm excited to see what it can do. And the first halving's coming up in like like 14 days. And so it looked like it was dying over on Ethereum. Like literally just like it was
Yes.
like dead. And like I was a little concerned. It's fine. It's a bet I
Well,
was
now the
afford to
whales over
lose.
there, they have their Pulse and Pulsex sacks to prop it up if they want. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So like we'll see what happens with the community and as it flourishes. I know Hexinfo, he said that Pulse Bitcoin was built for Pulsechain. And
Sure.
so I mean it's got in its name. Like the whole narrative, man, that's part of the thing I had a problem with the community, and I won't get too deep into it because I don't want to, talk about FUD and all that. But part of the problem with the narrative of Pulse Bitcoin community was like they were trying to like say it was a better hex, or they were trying to say it was like this thing it can exist on Ethereum without Pulse Chain, or they can onboard the Zen community and integrate in that community. I'm like, guys, it's in your freaking name,
Yeah.
Pulse Bitcoin. It's not Ethereum Bitcoin. It's not Zen Bitcoin. Please, community, it's built for Pulse Chain. Hexinfo said too. This is a Pulse Chain asset. So do with that what you will.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm rooting for you and for the guys and for the people that have bought it. I sold out of my position. I kept a little bit of Pulse Bitcoin. I locked it up till 2025, but I sold out otherwise.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm tired for staying up. Got to cancel
Me
stuff
too,
just to go back
bro.
to sleep.
Oh, dude. Actually, I had the best sleep I ever had last night, getting the hotel room. And I probably got good 6 hours quality sleep, where before it was like 2 hours, three,
Yeah.
two. I was like 4 days in a row. And then I got some
It's
pretty,
been a lot. It's been a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's refreshing, man, that it's that we're getting to the other side of this.
And it feels nice to have, for those of you that have made it across the bridge, it feels nice to have a solid foundation built. And now I'm like, there's not a lot else for me to do for the time being. It's to wait for the other projects that we sacrificed for to go ahead and
Yeah,
launch. It's to wait for some of these pools to spin up, to start staking and getting the passive income.
absolutely.
So kind of cool.
Go Tetra, go Power City, go Famous, go Fiat. Fiat launched their token. If you guys sacrifice for
Price chart
Fiat,
looks good.
you can go and claim that in the fatty.io. I went and claimed mine. Now this is not the Famous, so if you sacrifice for Famous, it does not count. The Fiat sacrifice was literally probably about a year ago, maybe 10 months ago. So if you sacrifice, you can go grab those coins. The protocol is probably launching within a week. He was saying I was in Buck Fiat's Telegram room, or actually his Twitter room, for 5 hours yesterday when I was on the plane. And so yeah, so if you guys sacrifice, go grab your coins. It's already pumping. It's already done like a 3 to or 5x. I can't remember what it's done. So yeah, excited to see all this stuff roll out now. Come to fruition. I sacrificed for like 8, 9 different protocols. I have to go back to my journal and look and see what I
See which ones they were.
I'm like, what am I involved in again? Because it's been like 2 years and I don't even know what I'm involved in anymore.
Right, right. And also for any of you that participate in the Famous sacrifice, they've indicated it sounds like we'll see Fame launch in the next month or two, maybe up to a couple of months. They want to roll out a bunch of marketing before they launch that one and get some hype going, which is great to hear. I love hearing that. Maybe we could see a really nice pump on that one as well. Really excited about the yield potential for Famous. That one will be cool.
It will be cool.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hold your E tetra. P tetra is worthless.
Oh, hold on. Like, go back. What? Let me
E
absorb that
tetra on
in.
ETH. Hold that.
So my P tetra is nothing. So I can.
Go
I'm sure
dump it.
I can't dump. I mean, you could
Go
dump
dump
it
it if there's something you could do.
for pennies. Okay. So hold my E. So I'm imagining then Stu's going to take a snapshot over on Ethereum. I know. I think Red Squirrel was telling me something about that too. Okay, so I need to hold my Ethereum side, which I have. I haven't sold or anything, so that's good news. Okay.
Yeah. And once again, you guys, we're here to pump everybody's bags. So go ahead and smash the likes, subscribe to the channels if you haven't. We're here to be able to help. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Harmonic Hexkin is here. And also appreciate you guys. Some of you guys have reached out in the DMs for help, for different insights and things of that nature. We're happy to share our opinions. So if you need to reach out, feel free to do so. We're certainly not perfect. We'll never admit to be the crystal ball people of crypto, but we're happy to provide any insights that we can.
we at least try to cut through some of the narratives, some of the moon math boys and all that stuff. We want to be realistic and kind of bring expectations down to earth. And then if we get a moonshot, then great, let's go, right? Like let the that be the icing on the cake, but let's always have realistic expectations in all of our projects that we invest in.
Talk about narratives. Identity Block has been on a Twitter
Woo!
rampage, just giving it to all the people that were saying we're going to open it up at a 10x from sack price.
I know. I
profit. He's like, F all you
commented on
guys.
I commented and there because there's been a few of them that have called it. Not we talked about it too, and he's like, no, bro. He's like, bro, I'm the first one. I'm the one. I'm like, okay, yes, okay, you're the first one. I get it. Like, I got you, bro.
Yeah, you can. Hey, we're grateful for this.
I like him. No, I love ID.
I do too. I think I do too.
I feel like a lot of his I don't want to say anger or discern or what's the right word? Like his just jaded, like a little bit jaded is because that
people would be too, man. You have this community that came out and
he was realistic. He was trying to set some realistic expectations in the beginning, way back in the day, and then a lot of the early Hatsakins and Pulsechains were fudding him out, and they kicked him out of the Telegram chat, and I would be upset. So he has every right to be. I'm going to see him when I'm out in Puerto Rico, and I want to buy him lunch. I think he's a great guy, and I think.
Well, I don't think he's in Puerto Rico though. When we had
he'll
him
be
on
out
the
there.
show, he said he was in the Midwest, didn't he?
No, but he goes back and forth.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
he'll be out there. We'll have to go meet up with him. That would be cool.
Yeah, he already said he's gonna be out there when we're out there. So we're gonna go have lunch with them, and yeah, I think he's got what I really love about ID is I think he really has his thumb on the pulse when it comes to regulations and what's going on with the crypto space and the banking space and understanding CBDCs. Like, he understands that stuff with a fine-tooth comb. He goes through it on his show. If you go watch and subscribe to his show, he will go through all the documentation, all this stuff that's coming up, and try to like basically just figure it out on a show and dissect it, right? Like, he's really good at that. So I applaud him for doing that, because there's not a lot of people in our community who are doing that, and we need to spearhead what's going on and what they're trying to control and how they're trying to control it, so we can be ahead of the game.
No, it's important. He brings a lot of really important things to the table. I agree. Once the bridge is more reasonable, there will be a snapshot of the ETH chain and a new Tetra deployed on Pulsechain. You'll get 1-to-1 on Pulse, and the LP on ETH will be moved over to Pulsechain. Oh, okay, cool. What about and Sloth? Are they still doing? I mean, I imagine they're still doing the airdrop to the PulseX sacrificers that put in their address.
Oh yeah.
What happened to that? The ETH gas, I think, is.
I want my free money, Sloth.
Yeah, or if you know anything about that, Sloth, or anybody else, comment in the.
Red Squirrel, I'm sure Red Squirrel knows.
Yeah, if he's here, we'd love to hear about
He's in there.
Yeah.
I'm ready to use some of Red Squirrel's and Sloth's strategies.
Yeah, I'm excited to implement those. That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of buyers trying to come in, but Wells will dump as the liquidity is in. Agreed. I mean, yeah, for sure. I think there will be plenty of opportunities. There's already a pretty, not tons, but there's a decent amount of liquidity in the pools right now. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. This is a good one. Best value asset to bridge to Pulsechain. Well, let's go take a look.
So up to recently, it was DAI, and then Dane had discovered this morning that it looks like USDT is the asset of choice right now. USDT, not C. C seems like to be the stepchild of the stable coins during this whole process. I don't know why it's having a hard time holding. Yeah.
So like if we go from DAI to, let's go DAI to Pulse. So for every dollar that you put in, actually, let's do this. So right now, 1 Pulse equals 3 zeros and a 1 5 if you buy it with DAI.
Still good pricing, guys. I love that price. I am not going to lie.
With USDC, it's 3 zeros. Oh, yeah. So USDC and DAI, it looks like they're pretty well equal at this point, I guess.
Okay. Try USDT.
But USDT, I don't know. There it is.
There she is.
USDT, look. Oh, geez. You're 4 zeros and a 9 if you hold USDT.
Whoa.
There's a lot of buy power with USDT right now.
Damn it.
I know.
And I
I
got
know.
none coming over too. I got DAI
I
and
don't
I got
either.
USDC coming over. I
Yeah.
got
In fact, it's interesting. Let's do DAI
Pulsechain.
to
You are killing me
USDT.
today.
Yeah, look at that. You get 1.6 better, stronger buying if you have USDT. I tell you, that's one thing I did not consider was the bridged and stables having pretty significant, at least in stable terms, difference in buy power.
I didn't either, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even think about
I
that.
didn't either. It sucked because my first bag was USDC,
I
and
know, you and
I
me
had
both.
to buy, and like I wasn't gonna miss opportunity when I thought, I saw it. I think it is still. I wasn't gonna miss that just because my peg was off of 20-30%. It sucks, but what other choice do I have? Wait around for my peg to come back, and then like
And
maybe
miss the
miss the
buys.
opportunity. Yeah, I pushed buy. Unfortunately, I mean, fortunately and unfortunately.
Yeah, we still did fine. Single-sided should boost up Pultex price. Yeah, it'll be cool. And I'm telling you, with how the liquidity is bonded, it's going to be really interesting to see. It theoretically, Pulse and Pulsex should move together, which will be cool to watch.
And Hex, Buck was talking about in the room last night. He really feels like, so guys, don't sleep on Hex, because he really feels like a benevolent actor, as a lot of liquidity is flowing into the Pulse and Pulse X assets, that you're going to see forced liquidity flow into Hex, because that is the benevolent actor's favorite asset. So
There's a lot of people that feel that way. Yeah,
that
it'll be interesting to see.
it is the store of value Bitcoin of our ecosystem, and that it's going to be treated as such, from not only the community members who are originally in the ecosystem, but then also the benevolent actor, that Greg the Duck. So could it play out like that? Yes. Will it? Who knows? There's no expectations. This is not financial advice, but at the same time, make sure that you're not sleeping on PHEX. I wouldn't go and dump all your Hex bags because you just want to buy Pulse and Pulse X. Make sure that you're having, in my opinion, a nice bag of each.
Yeah, and it would. I mean, it's fascinating to watch how you can incentivize behavior with the farms. I mean, the
Oh,
liquidity here. Look at this. Just from since our stream, I think it was what was it? It was like 89 million. The liquidity Pulse to Pulse X. It's 93 million now. I mean, it's not hard to incentivize behavior for people to come in and pair stuff together.
yeah.
So you absolutely here on the farm, you could incentivize people in a really nice pool to bridge together the two hexes. Yeah, because there's not a pool like that right now here in the farms. So you
You
just say,
you reminded me. I'm gonna partake in that pool a little bit, a very small piece, guys, in my portfolio. A very small piece. I'm gonna bridge in some EHEX and bond it with PHEX. I imagine the pool's gonna be very thick, and the yield probably won't be redonkulous, but I feel like there'll be another good opportunity to grab some incentive token
yeah,
with probably very little to impermanent loss. Now I can't guarantee that. I don't know. It's just what I think. I'm willing to place a bet. I'm willing to place a small little bet there.
well, and it's interesting because a lot of people are like, "Oh, if Richard makes that pool, he's going to make it for sure." Where the
I don't think
yield in
he
the
needs
farms
to.
won't outpace the hex staking. I mean, maybe, but if you only make like if you're only the added benefit of getting the incentive token, so you're only making 10% in that pool a year. Well, that's the same as short term staking. Plus, you'd get the incentive token if that farm existed. And so,
Right.
yeah, that'll be fun to
Exactly.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta look at it. You can pull your liquidity anytime you want and get that money back. And I don't think I don't think Greg the Duck needs to provide that liquidity. I think there's enough big players in our ecosystem, because I know some of them already that have talked about it in Telegram rooms and on Twitters, who I know who hold massive bags. I think, man, would just by like you said earlier, incentivizing the behavior. And I don't even think Greg the Duck needs to provide the liquidity. If he wants to,
No.
great, he might. No expectations, but man, I really feel like we're going to be just fine, and Hart's Law will come into play, and we're going to see some amazing some amazing opportunity with that.
So think through this. So here's some speculation for you guys that I haven't heard anybody talk about. So if you go ahead and you incentivize all of Richard Hart's assets to be paired together in the farms, we've already seen it. It's working with Pulse and PulseX.
Yeah.
So we're working off like data that's already there. If you go on the farm and you say, hey, if you pair PulseX with Hex and you pair Hex with Pulse, and you have all of that stuff bonded together in really nice, thick liquidity without any of the OA money or any of the sacrifice money needing to bond those in real thick liquidity, well, where do you think that money goes?
Mm-hmm.
It goes into the price chart.
Mm-hmm.
And the more money that goes into the price chart, the more price up. That's where Richard could go and he literally could go make 3 more 10,000 X's.
Yeah, that's what really frustrates me. I've seen some FUD go around like, oh, why isn't the OA providing liquidity? Like literally when the bridge was open, like why isn't the OA, why isn't he the one providing all the pulse for the validators? Why isn't he, like, you see all this FUD? It's like, guys, no, like this is ridiculous. Have the community build the massive shopping mall, and then when the shopping mall has some storms in the future, there's a big giant treasury, if you will, to provide shelter. I'm gonna tell you guys, there's a such thing as a market maker. If you don't know what a market maker, go look up, do some due diligence on that. It's in the stock world, it's in these other big crypto assets. You have these market makers. And when we were hovering around that 3-cent range for about 10 months or something ridiculous in Hex, well, it was like acting like a stable coin. Why do you think that happened like that? Do you think it was just because that's just where the demand, buy and sell pressure was at? I don't think so. I think that was because we had a market maker. Now, if it's Greg the Duck, great. If it's Richard, we don't know that, but it's Greg the Duck, and he's the market maker holding that true all through the uncertainty of the bear market. And when he saw the 4 poopy horsemen come in and they started dumping what they were going to do, obviously he's not going to protect the price then. He's going to let them exit their bags before he protects the price again. And that's what we saw. We saw all those guys come in, dump out of their bags till they were completely out. They capitulated. And then you saw Hex basically within a week or two, or maybe a little longer, just start to rip and take off. And so, like, let it play its course, right? He's smarter than us. He understands the ecosystem better than us. He understands his dynamics better than us. And he's done really well so far with those bags, right? With that liquidity. And so let's let him do that. And I think we're going to see some fantastic things in the future. Like you had said earlier, Dame,
right?
It leaves all that money on the sidelines, for making 10,000 X price charts.
I mean, it could be done. It could be done again. There's almost $2 billion in sacrifice money, plus all of the other stuff over on the the Hex that the OA has. Like, it could be wild. Now, I'm not expecting it. I don't need it. And frankly, I'm not planning on holding more than, I'm not holding the next bear cycle either. I'm not holding the next 95% dip. So I don't know if we get it this first cycle, but I mean, the potential for fireworks are enormous.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one could have predicted the ARB opportunities. Yeah, between the stables, it's fascinating to see. And I think that honestly, like, if you saw the ARB today and you're like, oh, I'll go jump in, I would be willing to bet that by the time your money moves in, that you could actually do something about it. I bet that somebody else will have already ARB'd it away.
Yep.
Yeah. I was waking up every hour to check if my die had bridged over until last night. Can probably sleep tonight.
That's how
Me and Corey were like texting at 2:30 the other morning. We're like, we're not gonna go to sleep now.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, even like after you execute some of your buys and you get it out of your system and you try to go to sleep, the euphoria is you can't sleep because you have so much euphoria going on. It's like I mean, as you know, my history, I've done a lot of, I used to do a lot of blow back in my younger years, and it's literally like that, man. Like doing a bill of fat. Yeah, doing a fat rail of cocaine. That's how it feels, man. That euphoria and that's it. That's the feeling right there. And it's that's why like people do drugs, because you can grab that unnaturally at any time at will. Where here you need like a circumstance, like a Pulsechain launching, and you're getting in there and doing some crazy buy orders to get that euphoria.
Right?
It's awesome. The natural way is way better.
Yes, I'm with
Let me
you.
just tell you guys, I've done it both ways, and this is way better.
I'm with you. Cool. Let me. So I'm curious, you guys, what are you guys doing with your assets that you hold on Ethereum? Like, it's really interesting to watch. We'd love to know in the comments. What are you doing with your, Sloth and Red Squirrel? What are you guys doing with your Hedron? What are you doing with your Icosa? What are you guys doing with your Hex, your Pulse Bitcoin, whatever it is that you may hold? Man, it's hard not to want to take just about all of it over. Now we haven't done that, right? We have our long-term stakes and our Hex, and we have our Hedron, our Icosa, and some of that over there still. It'll be interesting to weigh what to do with it as the ecosystem continues to build. I'm trying to remember who it was if they're in the chat. I can't
I'll tell
remember.
you what mine is while you're
Yeah,
looking
go
for
ahead.
that. Everything liquid I did sell, and so like, but I didn't have a lot, right? Like most of my stuff is staked, and so like minting, like okay, so everything I have working for me right now, the Ethereum side, I'm gonna keep it working for me forever. Basically, I'm gonna keep it. But whatever I had liquid over there, I went ahead and sold, and like I said, I went a lot. Now the exception to the rule is that is the Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem. Any of those assets, whatever liquidity I can grab out of the Ethereum side, I will exit and only play on the Pulsechain side. I was able to grab a little bit of liquidity out of my. I had to do very small orders, and it took me about an hour to get all the liquidity. It really sucked. But I was able to get a few $1,000s out of the Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem on the Ethereum side. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep moving on the Pulsechain side because Hex Info said, "Hey, this is for Pulsechain." So I will continue to keep mining and having my fun over there. But I have a miner coming due here in a few days. I'm going to see what kind of liquidity is available. I don't anticipate any liquidity being available, but if there is, I probably will sell. So other than that, like any of my Hedron, Icosa stakes that come due now, I did sell a little bit of Hedron. I sold a little bit of Icosa, not a lot. It was whatever I had liquid, but I still have some pretty large stakes. I'm going to keep those operating for me. I'm going to keep doing the compounding method and keep working what I've been doing in the ecosystem for the last year and a half. I'm going to continue doing so on the Ethereum side. So like my Pulsechain side, maybe it's I don't know, 10% bigger with my new dry powder that I've been bringing in, and
Sure.
then a little bit of the selling. Maybe it's 10% bigger. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. My Pulsechain side is much bigger,
Is it?
including my sacrifices and stuff. Because you got your Pulse
Well,
X.
I haven't counted that yet. Yeah,
Oh
once
yeah.
everything all rolls out and it all catches up to us, I'm sure it'll be a lot more than 10% for me.
Yeah.
But you're probably right. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah. Well,
interesting
mine's
to see.
weighted a lot more heavily over there. One of the things, man, so here's a really cool thing that I've really enjoyed watching is we've been seeing people burn their WhatsAs in order to
Hell
have more
no.
liquidity to be able to move over to,
No,
or I'm assuming to move over to Pulsechain. I'm holding those things for dear
I,
life.
I will not be participating in any burning of WhatsApps. Let those guys do it. Oh my God, let them all do it. Let them
Yes,
capitulate.
please burn
We're
them.
gonna freaking kill it on the Ethereum side and the yield. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Hmm.
Holy.
Well, on both sides, we're holding it on both sides.
Well, yeah, but I don't think people are going to capitulate out of the Pulsechain side.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct.
I don't think
Correct.
people will burn their watts as fast as of the Ethereum side. And so, like,
Right.
oh my God, we could see some very high APY in our watts. Wow, my mind just got blown.
Oh, it's nuts. And Alex is building. Alex is talking about
My
some of the
mind just
stuff
got
that
blown.
he's going to be potentially rolling out with the rocket pool fork potentially and the ecosystem specifically
Oh,
to go and buy and sell what's and do some
because you can't get back into your watt. I mean, you can go buy them on OpenSea at a 2, 3, 4x,
yeah,
whatever. But it's hard to get back very difficult to get back your position in the Watsas.
right.
So like it's gonna be very interesting to see it unfold on Ethereum. Wow, it's funny. I've never given that any thought. Just when you thought you've given everything like a run over, Like that was one I missed. I didn't even think
Yep.
about it.
I'm really excited about those. That's looking
I'm sure
juicy.
I'm sure Crypto Sloth has thought it over, and he's probably got some predictions of like what the Ethereum side will do over the Pulsechain side.
Right, right. What's up, Red Squirrel? Heard the magic word. He's here.
I must have said Tetra.
Yes, your Tetron ETH will be ported over to Pulsechain. Cool.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm holding.
Yeah. When fame sounds like in the next month or two,
Yep.
probably a couple of months is what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yep.
Woke up middle of the night to go pee, then checked and saw that some
It's
funds
over.
bridged over. Had to buy some assets. Oh yeah. Did you go
Over.
back to sleep? Like I can't go back to sleep after that.
It's over. My wife will be so happy when all this blows over.
My wife keeps teasing me, but she's getting the lingo down. She's like, "Oh, is it the bull market? What's Pulsechain doing? Are you getting some stakes out today?" I'm like, "Oh, you're getting it. This is
My
this is
wife
good."
speaks not the greatest English. I don't want to say she speaks poor English because I don't want to, but not the greatest English. And I feel like she's starting to speak more crypto terminology now more than like her basic English. Like she
Love it.
understands staking, she understands Pulsechain, she understands like X, she knows who Richard Hart is, and like she's understanding all these like just simple like crypto stuff. She knows like my wallet, she understands like my yield and like
So cool.
yeah.
So cool. Oh, this is good. So the Pulsex airdrop will be happening on Pulsechain now. That's even better.
Oh, so let me get us right in my head, Crypto Sloth. So we're waiting for obviously the ETH snapshot then for us to get the legitimate Tetra, and then Stewman will then do our airdrop on Pulsechain if I'm accurate with that.
Yeah, that's got to be right. Yeah, what Sloth said. Cool. I bridged an EHEX. Cool. Yeah, there's gonna be some opportunities. It'll be fascinating to watch.
I'm gonna execute a bridge today on EHEX. I know I probably won't get it for 2 days, but that's fine.
Sure.
It is Carlos backpack. That's Chic.
Is Sheik on here?
Yeah, that you just passed him.
What's up, Sheik?
That's Sheik. He's got some bags packed. He got some money over the bridge yesterday at the opportune time.
Did he?
Really cool. Yeah. Sheik will be down in Puerto Rico, man. Make sure to hit us up in Puerto Rico. Sheik lives in Puerto Rico now, so make sure to hit us up, man. I'll have to. We need to figure out some content, bro. I would like to get some content from you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for liquid loans to launch. Man, I wish I wouldn't have
screwed that up.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
I'll be looking for some good if we see some really massive buy opportunities in a loan token, I would definitely I'm gonna probably deploy a little bit of capital to it. Not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done a staking ladder with my loan token, more heavily weighted towards the front end.
Yes.
Because I heard some community members talking about that, and I was like, oh, not me. I'm going to stake it all for 2 years and just. I
did the same.
And now that the problem is that I'm seeing, and I think you had mentioned this too, Dame, is that if we had launched Pulsechain a year ago, we would have been lined up nice and fine for the bull market. Right. Now we're lining up where we're going to be coming out in the middle of a bear market. Like,
no, we're still good because 2 years from. Well, is it 2 years from Pulsechain launch or 2 years from when they launch?
When they launch.
Nah, they're freaking going to take a few months. It actually might work out all right because we have the Bitcoin halving in about a year, a little less. It sounds like in April, so a little less than a year. A year from then, I mean, the last 2 cycles, it was a year and 6 months, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was a year and 6 months to the next top.
Here's my hopium. If we get, I really feel like, and who was I talking about this? I was talking about with this somebody. Somebody really smarter than me. I can't remember who it was. They're anticipating that the bull market top can be elongated a little bit, can be pushed out a little bit because of what the Fed's doing to the market,
right?
In general, that we can see the top maybe in the Q1 of 26, and so.
That would work out. That would work out in favor of the our liquid loan, the way we did our liquid loan. Yeah.
Yeah, that then would favor. But if we see a blow off top in the Q1 of 25, bro, dude, we're gonna be
we screwed it up. Right. Right. Let's see. I got USDT coming over now. Nice. I hope it comes.
Oh yeah, Mike.
You can catch the ARB.
Hey, Mike, can I send you over some USDC 1-to-1 from Pulsechain?
Right. Seriously, as I'm watching this the other night, I was like, how can I get some of this this dye and this USDT? And no one would want to trade me for my USDC, so I couldn't think of a good
No,
solution.
you have to trade at the proper ratio.
Yep, yep, yep.
Mike's like,
Just
yeah, I'll give you 2-to-1, bro.
Yeah. Guys, please help. I have no Pulse for gas to transact. What can I do to get into Pulsex? So there's a few different things. Yeah, there's that. Is that faucet? What is the address to that? Do you know?
Yeah, they're so that's created by actually it's created by Tetra and the guys over at Pulsepot. And so
wait, do you know the address of how people can access it?
I not off the top of my head, and I'm here in my hotel room, so it's gonna be really hard for me to attain it. It's like God, what was it? It was I dropped in our Telegram room too earlier.
Oh yeah,
you could try hitting that, and for some reason, somebody in a Twitter space last night said that they were not having success drawing off of the faucet until they changed their VPN into out of the country. So they were in the United States.
Interesting.
And so try like connecting your VPN to like Africa, and then go and hitting that faucet and see if it draws. There it is. That should be it.
Well, this is a different thing. Katie's saying here they did a giveaway yesterday. If you went to the Twitter space, they would send you some Pulse for gas. It looks like they're still doing it. She's saying here, if you still need Pulse for gas, DMF your address. Oh, who's DMF? Let's check this out.
Yeah, there's a lot of community members doing it. We've been giving some Pulse away in our community and to help our guys out. Randy Hilarski's been doing the same in his Patreon. And so obviously if you're involved in one of these communities, they can help you, or, these drawings or faucets. Free Pulse IO will be spinning up soon. They said this was, I don't know where they're at now. I remember before we launched, they were talking about how they just need price oracles to know exactly how much they can give away in free Pulse. So I would anticipate seeing them being spun up soon. Who knows when? It could be another week, it could be another month. I don't know.
I think this is it right here. pls-faucet.com.
That's it. There she is. That's it. So go ahead and try that.
Let's go try my test wallet and see if it'll work.
Do you have access to a VPN on that computer?
I do. Let's just try it for where I'm at right now. We'll see. Not a robot. Claim. Close until queue is cleared. Let's try. Let's put me over in Africa is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Africa's a real crypto-friendly country.
Africa.
In general. You got a few out there. Singapore is a crypto-friendly country. A lot of the South America is a crypto-friendly country. That's why Randy lives in Panama. You have some. It's funny. I'm hearing Hong Kong is going to be spearheading crypto adoption and become real crypto-friendly. And that's funny because they're in China. I know they're different. They're kind of a different government than the rest of mainland China. But it'll be interesting because China has been such a anti-crypto for all these years, and now we see Hong Kong coming out and going, "Hey, we're gonna like adopt crypto as world currency," and it's just funny.
Yeah, you look in the queue. There's almost 6,000 people in the queue.
Oh yeah, you're gonna end up waiting. I did hear that.
And it's saying it won't even let you get in line. So the queue is even closed. It looks like. So. Yeah, this is something you could come and try in time, but it sounds like KDP or this, go back to the first option, go back in the video. And honestly, there's been a lot of people, if you just post on Twitter and make sure you use the hashtag Pulsechain, just say like, hey, can somebody comp me some Pulsechain? Yes.
There was a guy last night in the Twitter chat. I'm trying to remember who it is. I can't remember who it was. He popped in and out of there probably like 10 times, and he came up on stage and said, hey guys, if you need Pulse, DM me your public address. Now what he does is he's going to look in, because everything's transparent in the blockchain, so beautiful. He's going to look into your wallet, If you already have Pulse, he's not going to send it to you. But if he sees that you have no Pulse, that he will send you Pulse. So like I got to remember who it was. But if you go in the Pulsechain Twitter rooms and just go ask, I mean, some of these whales, because some of these guys, you got to remember, went really massive in the Pulsechain sacrifice. And we're talking about millions of dollars with their hex. And, you know, me and Dane, unfortunately, we're not around for those times, which we were. But these guys
I don't know. We bought better than had we sacrificed, so I'm all right.
Yeah, we're all right, but we didn't also sacrifice millions of dollars either, or buy millions of dollars. These guys, some of these guys were able to, and they took hex literally at 50 cents at the Pulsechain sacrifice. Think about it. You know, they took their 10,000 X. I mean, some of them, you know, most people didn't get it 10,000 X, but Hex did it 10,000 X, right? And they took those gains and threw it in the Pulsechain sacrifice. I mean, these guys, some of these guys, man, they're really going to make out like bandits.
Yeah. I think I'm already up a double on my hex, on my P hex, which is kind of cool.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
We're up just about a double, yeah. So, yeah, that's what. So I brought this up. What's P hex currently? Yeah, so you can see right now, I'm not using TUSD because it's not, you know, like it's overly weighted. You can see, I mean, you can still get almost a penny hex with USDT with and you can see it's, yeah, it's worth $1.71 right now. But the DAI and the USDC are pegged to $1 now, and you can see, you know, hex is nearing 2 cents. So kind of cool there, cool to see.
Which is, in my opinion, it's fair market. We're getting closer to fair market value.
Yeah. In fact, this is, let's see what the, let me show you guys. What is the E hex to P hex ratio? Let's see how far out of whack is it? There's that hex.
I'm going to guess E hex is still worth more.
Oh, I haven't imported it.
The contract address? Yeah, you have to import the contract address for E hex for bridged in E hex. You might be able to find it, Dane. If you go to the info tab in PulseX, go to the info tab. Yeah, and then type in there where it says search. Scroll up. You see the little search button? Yeah, there. Try E hex or it.
There it is.
There she is. Now you click that. And then you can view it on blocks. There's a block explorer right there. If you view on block explorer, you can grab that contract address. Yep, right there.
Oh, right here.
Click on that. Now you get the contract address, and then you go
grab it.
Oh, no, it's doing that again. That's a glitch.
Been problematic.
Yeah, that's a glitch they've been having. Damn it. That's where you can grab the contract, and then we can plug it in. What to say here, though?
We can. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and the pricing, the oracles are busted. It's showing all sorts of weird pricing. You can't use these as dollar value yet. But we can do this. Isn't it? Is it Dex?
Oh, yeah. You can go to Dex Screener and look at the yep.
This is cool. If you guys Google Dex Screener Pulsechain and you pull this up, it'll give you all of the pairs. For the stuff over on Pulsechain. You can find your contract addresses, all that type of stuff.
They were one of the first outside protocols to adopt our ecosystem. Like it was almost immediately, and they announced it. And man, super awesome of these guys to come in and do this for us.
Where's the E hex? Where am I missing it? It's usually on the right here. There it is, EX. So I'll copy this contract address and we can come back over here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that'll work.
And guys, this is how you, what Dane's doing is how you going to go get the contract addresses to import so you can view your tokens inside PulseX. The majority of our tokens, you have to do this to see. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool if you bridge in your E hex, and if you want to swap it for P hex, you can actually get a better deal.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm gonna bridge mine in today. I doubt when I bet you by the time I hit, we'll be up parity.
Yeah, probably.
That swap? I would take that swap right now. I would take it.
I would do it too. Yeah, I'd feel pretty comfy about that. So kind of cool. Yeah, we'll see how price parity plays out here. They need thicker liquidity between this pair for it to really get there. And so we'll see. And that's another opportunity if you want right now. So, oh, and this is something that I picked up from Access Alive's group. So shout out to Access Alive and Sloth. In fact, I think it was Sloth in the group that mentioned this,
That
or
group has
maybe
been
it was
amazing, by the way. Like,
yeah,
I've learned
that
so
group's
much.
been
Like,
worth
I'm
every penny.
like I tell you guys, like, I always need to be around smarter people than me, right? And that's how I learn and grow. I did it in the real estate space. Now I'm doing it in this space. And that group makes me feel that way. Like, I'm in there and I'm just constantly learning and absorbing the information from these guys. And it's been an absolute blessing to be in that group.
Absolutely. So if you come in and provide liquidity, you could provide liquidity on pairs that aren't in the farms. So the difference is if you go provide liquidity between a pair right now, you'll start earning the fees between
Mm-hmm.
that pair as people swap in and out of it, or between the two assets, I should say, in that pair. You're just not going to earn the incentive token in addition if you're part
Correct.
of such a pair. And so, there's something to be considered there. If you wanted to, you could go and get in that hex pair right now. But like I said, for me, I want to wait and just kind of let the dust settle. There's freaking, let's see. Let's see if this is updated much since we've been on stream. I think that's where it was earlier. So I mean, there's still millions of dollars to come over through the bridge, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfy. At least on the LP stuff, I'm really comfortable just waiting to see, so I don't shoot myself in the foot.
Yeah, I'm gonna send over not a lot, a very little amount of hex, just so that way by the time it gets there, then I
You can
can,
participate in the pool.
yeah, I can play my games. And like I said, guys, very little amounts just to get. That's literally me scratching my DGen itch.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, Greg the Duck will quack when it's time. That's right.
Exactly. Like, man,
Mhm.
he knows what the hell he's doing. Crypto Compassion.
Right.
That's for sure.
Agreed. With Tetra, that ARB opportunity wouldn't exist, right? You could automate that ARB, right?
Yeah, this is true.
That's actually a really interesting point.
Uh-huh. I'm
Yeah,
sure they've already wrote him and Sloth and all these other, who was the other, Neil for T shares. They've already written so many scripts around this stuff. It's gonna be
right,
bananas.
right. We saw big fish moving his stables pre-mainnet once again. Maybe follow the wells to become a well. Good tip.
Yeah.
Sauce says he's holding and staking. Yeah, I got 10K hex over the bridge early, so I threw that into the farms. Cool.
Oh, cool,
Very
man.
cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish I didn't really give it much thought in the beginning
Just
days.
play money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna send over play money to. I'll just have to wait like 3 or 4 days for it hits.
Right. Right. Let's see. When the auction house states 60 hex, 16 hex, that's not a good. Oh, he's talking about Sloth's website. Yeah. So you can go play around with that. In fact, Sloth, feel free to put that in the. What is the website? Why am I blanking? Go ahead and put that in the.
It's something he drawn. Yeah, I'm blanking too on it.
Yeah, go ahead and put that in the chat, Sloth. If you guys want to go and check out Crypto Sloth's
Yep,
website to be able to have tips to be able to go and bid on HSI auctions,
yep.
he's got some excellent tools
It's
over on his
amazing.
website.
Oh man, do not sleep, guys. I'm telling you, when the HSI auctions open up on Pulsechain, majority, I would say 95% of people are not going to realize it's open or it's even there because how many people
There
fall.
could be some opportunities there.
There could be
Yeah.
some amazing opportunities that could transpire there. So be ready for that. I'm going to be looking. I've already gotten, if I feel like, to me, deals of a lifetime over on the Ethereum side. Now that, especially now because I got the copies. But to keep a lookout, that has been some of the best play, in my opinion, in this whole ecosystem this whole time. I've been loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's just Alex is my second favorite dude in crypto. He's not going to stop building. You place your money in operators who are driving the wealth vehicle on your behalf. And Alex is one of those operators I'm going to place my money with. You know, Richard Hart being the first, Alex being the second, and for me, probably third is like someone like Buck Fiat, right? Like it's, you know, and
Yeah, we
it's
like those guys.
yeah, with a couple of his I mean, obviously there's other protocols I love like Tetra and stuff like that. I've even invested some, you know, money in some very small amounts of money and some sacrifices that are coming out that I mean I'm excited about, like the win-win protocol. That's gonna be, I think, a fun one where people are gonna gamble with just their yield. You don't gamble with your principal. I really like that idea. Like I think people think free money's like they don't value free money, right? And so like they think their yield is worth gambling with because they don't value it, as long as they're
Yeah,
not gambling with their prince. I think people are going to adopt that concept. I could be wrong. So I placed a
sure.
little small bet there. Like, guys, literally small bet. And we'll see what happens. And a couple other ones like that, you know. And it's going to be fun, man. We got such a bright future. God, it gives me
Uh,
goosebumps.
so many games to play.
Oh,
Yeah. Vanillas of the Hexagon says, wouldn't mind Puerto Rico, but I'm not sure about the power and internet outages. So one thing that we've learned there are these high rises you can go live in, and they have generators that are hooked up. And so if God forbid there's an outage, well, the generator kicks right in, and those guys are fine. And so yeah, we'll let you guys know all the goodies, the tricks, the trade as we continue to figure them out. But it doesn't sound like it's that big of a problem, and there's some
it's not.
really big Mexican
Even if you live in
players
a
out
house
there.
on the island, and even if you're off the beaten path a little bit, you can buy your own generator, and then you can get Starlink. Starlink's available in Puerto Rico
Oh,
now.
that's a good point. That's a good
I
point.
mean, problem solved. If you want to, like, especially if you want to be a node validator, which we are, and so like that's what I'll be doing. I'll be making sure I'm check marking the boxes to supply a node validator for Pulsechain while I'm out there. It'll be fun.
Right. Why can't I claim on the Pulsechain bridge? So this is a misnomer. You don't need to press the claim button whenever your transaction across the bridge occurs. It'll go directly into your wallet. You want to make sure you go and add the contract addresses so you can see it when it falls in there. But the transaction portion on the bridge is primarily good just to be able to see that it's come through, and then, like I said, add the
Right.
contract address so you can
So,
see it hit.
and I'll add one more thing to that. If you guys are going back the other way, like for example, if you have paper hands and you're selling and you need to take those stable coins across the bridge, well, that's where the claim function comes in. You actually claim it on Ethereum to receive the assets.
Let me see if I can bring this up and we can show it. I don't know if my test wallet is going to give us anything interesting to see, though. Let's try. Oh, well, okay. So here, what they're talking about specifically is right here. So when you come in and you do you do your bridge, or you use the bridge, you bridge your funds over, you can come up here and click on transactions after you've done. It'll tell you the little screen. It'll say that it's queued or something like that, and you can
It's
go
two
and look at
gas
the
fees.
transaction.
It's
Yeah,
two
good
gas
point.
fees.
It's two. You got to do an approve and a send, sort of, is kind of how I'm categorizing it. And then it'll show you here, once you do the send, it'll show a line item here with your send, and then it'll give a confirmation transaction as well once it shows up in your wallet. So no need to like press there's a blue button over here. It says it says claim. No need to do that. It doesn't do anything. We just have to be patient.
Yep.
That's a good one. So you don't have MetaMask. I'm on Trust Wallet for my wallet. My PLSX is still there, but I cannot move or transact anything. You should be able to move it as long as you have as long as you have enough gas to be able to move it. So yeah, I mean, we don't use Trust Wallet. You
So
should
the
be
other
able
options,
to.
yep,
Yeah,
blockchain.
go
What I
ahead.
would do is if you can't figure out how to export the assets, ideally you need to be operating out of a hardware device anyways. And so this could be I think this is your time or the calling to you to go ahead and buy a hardware device. And so you can go buy a Trezor. This is what I prefer, and create a
Yeah,
hidden
get a
passphrase
Trezor.
inside Trezor. And what you can do is you can import the keys. And so right when you spin up the Trezor, it's going to ask you, hey, do you want to import a wallet or do you want to create a new wallet? Well, you're going to pick, I want to import a wallet. And then you're going to take the keys from your Trust wallet and you're going to import those in. And then all those goodies will come right over to your Trezor device. And at that point, then I would move, because it's going to be a standard wallet. I would send the assets over to a hidden passphrase wallet. And that's what I
Yeah.
would do if I were you. This is your time to do it. The perfect time.
Yep. And I think the Trezors, they still might be on sale. They're having a sale.
It's
There's
17%
problems with
off for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
there's
was a great
problems with
deal.
Ledger, it looks like, so I wouldn't recommend grabbing a Ledger. I know I've got a bunch of them, and I went and grabbed a bunch of Trezors, so that's what I would recommend. Do your own due diligence.
Yeah, I like Trezors, man. It's the
It's easier. It's
recommendation.
easier to use than Ledger. Specifically, what I like about it is creating those hidden wallets is way easier
Yeah.
and worth the extra security.
Oh my gosh, you're like 99% secure with the hidden wallet. I really feel like your only attack vector now is you, like you being
Right.
dumb and connecting to a bad DApp or giving away your seed phrase, whatever the old hackers are doing to trick you to give them access inside your bank. Like, but your bank door is thick now, really thick. Think of it that way. It's a bank that you've built. It's really thick, a vault, but you can still give the bad guy is the combination to your vault. That's just no matter how thick your door is, if you give them the key to the door, they can still get in. So you still have to practice safe, safe DeFi, whatever the word is I'm looking for.
Practices, yeah.
Strategies. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This is a fun one. In fact, I don't know if I could find it here quick. I don't think I'll be able to. But there's been some of the haters that have given Richard props. They're talking about Pulsechain. Who was it that I think it was you that was telling me somebody came and
Motion
did a big
Mark.
apology?
Motion Mark came out and gave us big apology to Richard, and now he's gonna launch his I think he already launched it now. He's gonna launch his Kira protocol on Pulsechain, and he is being he's now he's shilling it. It's great. And the last like year, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't block him, but I mean it was toxic. It was bad. And
Oh, really?
so
I haven't seen it. I probably blocked him,
oh
dude.
my
Yeah.
gosh, it was brutal, bro. And it's really nice and refreshing to see that. And what it does, man, you have to you got to pull down your ego to actually admit that you're wrong. And so, like,
Right.
I welcome the guy with open arms back in our community because
Yeah.
he did that. He took it. He stepped back from his ego. And he goes, "Man, I kind of effed up here. I was wrong with what I was saying this whole time. And hey guys, I'm sorry. And Richard, I'm sorry. And I want to build on your chain. And let's if you accept me back in your community, I'll take it. And man, so I accept. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say, hey, let's take
Off our
him in
bags.
and
Let's do it.
let's build bridges. And the people who want to step away from their ego, that it takes a lot. It takes a lot,
Yeah.
guys. So
It's a lot to
let's allow them
apologize.
to do that.
Yes, agreed. Give a little bit of grace. Everyone makes
Please.
mistakes. When
We
people
all
are willing
mess
to be
up in
humble
life,
about
right?
those, man.
None of us are
So
perfect.
many, yeah, and so many of our freaking members want to like kick people when they're down. Like, if your kid comes to you
Yeah.
and says, "Oh, I screwed this up," or your parent, will you kick them in the nuts? Because you're
Oh,
like, "F you," because you screwed up. No, like, show a little grace here.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Not sure the haters will ever change. Yeah, there will always be. It's so funny. I saw a Twitter post, I think it was this morning, and they nailed it. This person, I can't remember who said it, but they nailed it. They're like, "Do you notice how all the Pulse Chain FUD is coming from people that they were either haters from the beginning, they own no Pulse, or they're noobs?" And I'm like, yeah, that is the box of all of the hate. Everybody else that knows is good. Yeah.
They just all that meant, guys, is that you were early.
Right.
It's so
Right.
great.
So early. Oh, it's fun. Enjoying watching from the sidelines the ebb and flow of value moving in and out of many tokens. I'm hoping to take advantage of major dips when some coins temporarily are chased. I like it. I like the dip
100%.
hunting.
As long as you're Doc Clover, as long as you're very strategic on your ratio trading and moving in and out of the assets, you can make a lot of money in these really volatile times. Just
Yep.
don't recommend that to anybody who doesn't. I know Doc Clover; he's got experience. I've seen him around in all the different channels, so he's very vetted. But for any noobs, guys, be careful.
Yeah. Our validator is not running. Go ahead and talk about that, Corey.
So my motherboard crashed. Thank God it crashed on testnet v4.
Yeah.
Like,
Seriously.
I still have some. I got some training to do with the Gamma. I have some calls prepaid, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways, guys, because I'm out here in Puerto Rico. I'm in Miami. I'm here in Miami, then go to Puerto Rico. I'm going to be out there for a month. I didn't want to spin up the validator and put all that money in it and not be able to especially maintain it here in the very beginning infancy times of Pulsechain. So I'm happy with not running it yet. So as soon as I get back from Miami, which will be about a month, or I'm sorry, Puerto Rico, will be about a month, and then I'll spin it up because my computer will be waiting for me when I get home, and me, Dane, and we have another buddy, Josh. We're gonna all spin it up and start validating some blocks, man. I'm super excited for it, and the APY has been looking very juicy, and I
Yeah, I think it's
anticipate the
over 30%
50%.
right now.
Yeah. I anticipate it's going to stay that way for a little while too, because the only community members right now are the ones validating. And so now as the Ethereum boys and they see what we're doing over here, start seeing all this juicy yield that we're seeing, they're gonna come over and start participating. But it could take some time. We might get a whole year, guys, of some good rewards for being early. So
Right. Right. Here's a good chain or a good question about how to see the prices. There's a lot of weird charts being posted on Twitter, and it's hard. Frankly, I feel like it's hard to make sense of it. What I've been doing is I've just been coming to the source, and since the oracles for Pulse Chain, the prices are just off. The best way I found is I just come in here to the exchange and choose DAI or USDC since they're at $1 right now, and you put in Pulse or Pulse X, whatever you want, and you can see pricing down here. You'll notice that Pulse X is about half of the best sacrifice rate right now, not including bonuses. Pulse X is at looks like about 50% above the best sacrifice rate, not
yeah,
including
head
bonuses.
over.
Yeah. So that's how I'm looking at it. That's the best way to
Well,
pull pricing right now.
that's
Yeah.
real time. Like I do the same thing on Uniswap. If I'm looking to pick up some hex or whatever, like I'll do just that. I'll put the ratio in and I'll be watching it on Uniswap because you could catch it in
Yeah.
real time. I remember one time, I don't know if you guys remember this. This was about maybe a year ago, and there was somebody who pulled a very large bag of liquidity, and they dumped it on the market as soon as they pulled it in hex. And I watched the price it was like something crazy, like at 8 cents, and it crashed down to 2.5 cents. And I got to see that in real life time on Uniswap. It was
Really?
very fascinating. Yeah, and I watched the numbers, like it was jumping all over the place. And I was able to catch the buy. I was able to catch
All those bots, that are
yeah,
trying to
all the
arb it up.
bots. Yeah, and the limit orders. And then I was able to catch a nice juicy buy that day. But that's the only place you're going to see that in real time. You're not by the time you see it on the on Trading View or definitely like on Coin Market Cap or something like that, you've definitely missed your opportunity. It happens fast.
Yeah. People are getting their money bridged in, which is great. Dylan says got his bridged in money, took about 40 hours or so. It's clearing. It's slow, but they're clearing it, which is cool.
Like I said, I'll probably execute a hex order, and it's going to take me it's going to take me probably 4 days to get it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Thoughts on me just trading my PHEX for Pulse and Pulse X 8 figures each and doing nothing until 2025? And we don't give financial advice. We don't know what your portfolio looks like. If all I had was PHEX and EHEX, I specifically for my own purposes, I staked a little more than 2/3 of my hex till 2025. And then the little bit that I held liquid was specifically there to swap into Pulse and Pulsex. And so I went ahead and did that. I wouldn't sell completely out of your PHEX. That very well could be a mistake. You got to find a balance there that works for you and your portfolio and what makes you comfortable.
Well said, because we just don't know, Cody Polly 68, what Greg the Duck has up his sleeve down the road. Remember, this is basically his shopping mall that he built. We get to come and play in it, and we get to reap the rewards. But he, at the end of the movie, it's his shopping mall that he built. He built it for us, but like the liquidity or the things that happen inside the shopping mall is going to usually come from him. So
right. This is a good one. David Feeder is putting together validators. So if you want it all in a nice clean package, you can go buy all the stuff from him and it'll show up. Is it a couple grand, Corey?
Mm-hmm.
What you said?
Yep.
So in fact, like you've got to do the math to be able to see if it makes sense. If you don't have, I don't know what would you say, Corey, like 10 grand plus in Pulse to make it worth it?
Probably, yeah. I mean, you could buy a one validator worth right now for what, maybe $4 grand. I mean, ideally, you probably would want a few to run to really make it worth your while. I mean,
yeah,
it might have been worth your while down the road. Like even if you ran one down the road in the future, you might be happy you did it. But in the short
but
term,
compared to putting that money just into Pulse, if you only have enough to validate one, you'd probably be better off.
Very,
Just take $2 grand and put it into Pulse. So yeah,
especially
like you
right
probably
now, low prices.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, I did the same. Staked on my liquid hex on Pulsechain to about 25. I like it, Franklin. I'm telling you, I think that's the play.
Boom. And Franklin, I want to hook up, man. I'll be out PR here in next week, and Dane will be out there in a couple. So let's hook up, man, and have some coffee, some lunch. Love to learn about your experience on the island and all that good stuff.
Yep, absolutely. So cool, guys. Great show today. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Super exciting times. Be wise out there. We know it's exciting. Just be wise. You don't need to do anything all at once. Be patient. Be wise.
Wise words.
We try. All right, cool, guys. With that, we'll go ahead and close the show. We appreciate your tuning in. Once again, smash the like, subscribe to the channels if you haven't. We're here to pump everybody's bag. With that, we'll see you later.